Since the very first day that we brought our dogs home from Korea in 2020, they've had a Fi collar on with them. The agency we adopted the girls from had partnered with the Smart Dog Collar Company and supplied every dog parent with a tracking device. At the time, this was extremely reassuring as meat trait dogs are, I guess, historically a bit more difficult to readjust to calmer surroundings than what they were situated in their home environment. So we learned and we went through all the precautionary tales of runaway dogs, and Fi was a product that genuinely seemed to assist people in a trying time. Since then, our girls have worn literally every major iteration of the smart collar with the Fi Series 3 Plus, acting as our latest collar for my Jindo Serena. My name is Alex from the Sypnotix. I also wanted to thank Five for sending us a unit of the Series 3 Plus to review, but they're not going to be watching this prior to publication, so my thoughts are that of my experience with my dog, and you're the first one to hear it. So let's get into it right now. If you go onto our website, sypnotix.com, and you read Lita's review of the Phi Series 3 collar back in 2023, you'll understand the big jump in physical design between that collar and the Series 2 collar. I'm not going to rehash over it, but all you need to know is that the Series 3 Plus looks and feels basically identical to the Series 3 in shape and form. In some ways, this does feel like one of those Apple S iterations of their iPhone that isn't really truly a generational evolution, but is still marginally improved over the product that it's replacing in its lineup. So, what's still great about the Series 3 Plus? In my opinion, the sleek design is still one of the best dog trackers on the market today. In this case, I'm on board with the age old saying of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The current flagship Fi collar doesn't need a design overhaul because they got it right with the Series 3. The once thick and bulky two-tone tracker is now in the body of a rather thin black steel frame. It's easy on the eyes and it doesn't stand out much, which is a good thing because it matches with basically any dog out there. With a low profile build that has a slight curvature to trace along the neck of the dog, I assume it's more comfortable for the animal wearing it. While my girl communicates with me in many ways, she unfortunately can't answer my inquiry of whether this was more comfortable than the original design of the bigger Series 2 or Series 1 she previously had. But just looking at how it sits on her scrunched neck while she's sleeping makes me believe that it's a little less intrusive of an accessory than before. The stainless steel is industrial grade and a huge step up from the plastic face of the older models like the Series 2. It's significantly more durable and doesn't scuff up from daily grind of what a dog does in their life. It really does look great even after months of doggy abuse. The tracker is also IP68 rated for waterproofing, which is another important factor in a dog's life, as going out in the rain or jumping into water is a major part in an active dog's life. Other features that carry over to the Series 3 Plus from the Series 3 are that LED light strip that can be somewhat useful during night walks. You can pick from a handful of colors, and the light does illuminate the area around the dog's neck. The same proprietary collar mounting system continues with this successor. I've stated in previous reviews how I much prefer a basic attachment method to open up a whole range of collar compatibility. But Fi's broken through this mold with their mini product that is able to be attached to any collar or harness. It's unfortunate that the Series 3 Plus still retains this limited partner choices that Fi chooses for their collar styles. The tracker also charges on a puck wirelessly. While the puck itself needs to be plugged in through a USB-C cable, the Series 3 Plus itself magnetically falls into place to charge. As we do have the Series 3 and the Series 3 Plus simultaneously worn by our two dogs, I can say that the battery life is roughly the same. The 3 Plus is better, but from the data I've gathered, the current Fi collar discharges at maybe like a 3 to 5 to 6, 7% slower rate than the previous model. To me, it's negligible improvement that I still need to charge at around the same time as the Series 3 anyway, while it gets critically low. So I do it together at the same time anyway. Don't get me wrong though, it does technically last longer than the Series 3, but at least with my girls, since they're both running out at the same time, I might as well charge them together. Fi advertises a 3-month battery life off the puck, but I'd confidently say you can push out at least around 2.5 months with heavy use. There are a lot of factors that determine, of course, battery drain, and as this collar does track 24/7 and uses GPS to route maps, your location might influence the battery life. Speaking of GPS use, the Series 3 Plus utilizes AT&T's cellular coverage to handle lost mode live tracking, escape alerts, and walk histories. If this is your first collar tracker and you don't know how it works, think of a collar as a smartwatch or a fitness tracker, but for your dog. By wearing it, the collar will automatically know where your dog is at or has gone to by mapping the entire route from where they left their home from. It'll count their steps. This is done by allowing the charging base to be mapped as the home station that the Fi interprets as the anchor point for the dog's safe zone. I have always appreciated the minimalistic approach to Fi's app. Setting things up is absolutely a breeze, and locating everything you need to in terms of information is also very clean. While I fortunately have not experienced a lost dog scenario yet, knock on wood, my girls do go out on walks with their dog walker frequently. Ever since the first iteration of the Fi collar, I can't leave home without making sure that the collars are on my dogs. It's just a relief thing. The reliability has been excellent from my experience with the Fi. There might be a few minutes in between an action and it reporting to you on your phone as a notification, but I've always been notified of when my dogs leave the house and when they return to the house. You can even add other people to be responsible for your dogs so that when they are out with them, Fi doesn't tell you that your dog is out and about without an owner. In all honesty, I have noticed no real difference in tracking capabilities between my girls' two collars. They go to the same places and at the same time, and I've always received notifications for both together reliably. So while this current iteration is essentially the same as the Series 3 it replaced, it does unlock a certain set of new capabilities that give owners a little more insight towards their pet. Using a form of AI, Fi monitors behavior such as scratching, licking, barking, drinking, and eating. Of those behavior monitoring features, the two which I've seemed to evaluate a little bit more than the others are licking and scratching. And the reason because of that is seeing as Fi wants to make their system and app incorporate health-related information by giving users the ability to download tracking reports to share with their vets. How often your dog licks and scratches surprisingly is helpful to know. These features are only exclusive to the Series 3 Plus and are blocked off on the app for prior versions of the Fi collars. As with previous Fi products, this product must be used with a Fi membership. This subscription-based model is required for around-the-clock cellular data from AT&T. You aren't technically paying for an item as the collar, the Fi tracker, and the charging base are simply included with the membership fee, so you're not really buying the product. Instead, all you're selecting to purchase is the duration of your membership agreement. 6 months will cost $99 annually. A 1-year subscription is $189, and a 2-year plan is $399 biannually. You could also pay month to month for $19 a month. These perpetual charges do add up over the duration of your dog's life, so that's something to consider before committing to the Fi collar life. For my family, we're long past our honeymoon phase of adoption and haven't spoken to the rescue in years. No one is forcing us to stay committed to the Fi collar yet. We've chosen to continue trusting this company with the safety of our girls. Fi collars have not disappointed me yet, and so far the Series 3 Plus is more of the same benefits-wise that I have come to rely on my daily life with my dogs. It's simple to use and it handles the heavy lifting you want to see from a dog tracker. I don't personally know if AI contributes much, if anything, to me for this product, but since they discontinued previous models when they produce new models, there really is no other choice for the Series 3 Plus and its updated capabilities. There are a lot of other GPS dog collars on the market nowadays, but Fi does continue to at least carve out a solid product for what I would say is a no-nonsense offering for urban communities. So if you live in a community where you do have good reception, I think the 5-collar will handle everything you need it to do. Once again, I'm Alex from Sypnotix. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you use a dog collar that tracks your dogs. What do you think of it? And I'll see you guys in the next video.